Now, I'm going to build one more galley, actually. No, I'm not. I'm going to build more. We're going to keep the galleys coming. This feels so weird building galleys as Castile. Castile, land of the heavy ships. Meanwhile, Mulgin's getting even better at command. He's actually gained 2 skill points from this, one in siege and one in fire. Okay, so this was the fleet that I was going to try and assemble. We're going to move over here and see what we can do. So I'm guessing the Mameluke fleet is at dock somewhere. But hey, we can start blockading them at the very least. Yeah, they're just sitting here in Alexandria. I wonder if they'll try and leave and attack us. Because that would be very nice if they would. Bleeding gums and falling teeth, with a diet consisting mostly of cured and salted meat and dried grains. The Malays and lethargy, which should have been the first symptoms recognised as scurvy, but not until gums started bleeding and teeth falling out that we realised we had to do something to save our expedition members. As they are exploring provinces that have unknown flora and fauna to us, it would be unwise to eat anything as it could be poisonous. Maybe we should try to establish contact with the natives of Pisumpumpua and seek their help. So we can trade for meds, or try eating the fruit, which will lose admin. Alright, another loan. I may as well spend the money. I mean, it'd be rude not to. Another workshop, another temple. Santiago could get a marketplace. Right now, I don't think that's worth it. We could also build sailors. So Cadiz would give us the most. Why was this not sorted by that order? That's a bit weird. Yeah, Cadiz, give me sailors. Seeing as sailors are something that I've been consistently low on. And we are almost there. They still have an extra ship over us, although they're mostly transports. What if I separate the transports out and there's only 18? You outnumber me. No? Well, this does mean that I have them blockaded again. With the colonization of the Americas, a wide range of new seeds, crops, and animals are starting to spread between the New World and the Old. From the first moment of introduction, crops such as maize, manioc, and tomatoes are now spreading over the entire Old World, just as non-American beasts of burden are becoming ever more sought after in the New World. As lands that were once considered unfit for growing anything, either for part of the year or, in some cases, ever before, are put to use in the production of food and cereals, the general availability of food in the world is higher than it's ever been before. Few things in this century will bring about as much benefit to the common man as grown food is now less scarce than it once was. Price of livestock goes up, grain goes down. I actually have a fair amount of livestock, so that's good for me. May I ask, what's the plan to get Aragon and form Spain? To declare war on Aragon. Through war. But to do that war, I need to not be at war with the Mamelukes.
Huzzah!
Which means I need to come up with some plans to stop that war. And getting Dolkadir out of this would definitely help. Still a fierce frickin' negotiator. Come on! Havana is self-sufficient. Excellent. So now it's just Martinica. How's Barney doing? Barney's at 623, we're at 794. So yeah. As long as we keep somebody in Martinica, then we're all good. So we can recall you and send you somewhere else. Which I think now is going to be... where is it? Rogan del Sul. Except that Charrua are here already. And they're in different colonial nations. That's annoying. So this would have to be Brazil. Well, we may as well start claiming Brazil in that case. So let's go for Rio de Janeiro. Though actually, Pernambuco will probably be better because it's a higher dev. Trade expansion. Castile gets increased free trade. Trade efficiency up. Spy network down. Institution spread up. Our policy of free trade is allowing our merchants to expand trade. Awesome. So Havana's garrison can leave. And we'll send you down to here instead. Time to start building some more transport so I can start shifting troops over. Because then it's going to be the war against Mameluke's armies. They are Mil 9, so we're both Mil 9 now. Did they have any military ideas? Offensive. Which gives them leader shock, recruitment time, and leader fire. So nothing which directly increases the strength of their armies. How's Martinica doing? Slowly but surely. Inquisitor died. Need to replace you. Stab cost, I guess. Will have to do. And as soon as Martinica is finished, we get our first colonial nation. The Pope has just announced that our ruler's most esteemed and revered ancestors was actually a saint. This is a cause for much great celebration. Awesome. Speaking of which, we are maintaining positive relations with the Pope. The Pope's not very happy with us, though. Why? Max relations of 100. Ally to rival. Ah. Which is Naples. Yeah, we're never going to get around that unless I break the alliance with Naples and switch to an alliance with the Pope. How's the Reformation doing in such a divided Germany? Still only one Protestant state, which is kind of weird. Nobody else has got a center of Reformation. Huh. $60. Happy birthday. Hurry up and die. Stop being such a tough negotiator. New company available, the Silver Company. What's that all about? Silver Company, no bonuses, lots of manpower. They're just big. Loads and loads of infantry. Lots of manpower, big army. Cool. Alright, another 3 galleys. Let's send you to the Navy. Our colonial efforts are spread thin. One of the colonies has run into trouble. Food has become difficult to find. Many have died, and more have left the colony and returned home. La Sabana, which is the new one here. So damn, it dies, or we must send help, which is Diplo power. Unfortunate, because I would like to go up in Diplo, but okay. And we are now out of sailors because we are blockading. And that also means, I think, that we are starting to take attrition in this fleet. It does indeed. So let's just go refresh ourselves. In fact, if you're not actually contributing right now, we'll see if sending these guys out provokes their fleet to leave. I don't think they can see what's in Crete, because they have no ships at sea. So they may not know that we're actually here. Yes, they did leave. Going to the Aegean. That gives us a little bit of time to gather our fleets. Ionian. Alright, let's go. Going to Sirte. Let's meet them there. And this shall be a glorious battle in which I massively outnumber them. Well, not massively, but I outnumber them. I have a better admiral. I have more galleys. This should go in my favour. And if it doesn't, I will be annoyed. They have slightly more morale. Naval ability, or naval engagement width is the same. Chance to capture enemy ships plus 20. He's a pirate hunter. Oh, that's why they kept stealing my stuff. 3 fire versus 2 fire, 4 shocks. In the shock phase, we should rock it. And I think the galleys do a lot of shock damage too. Yeah, there we go. Now we're starting to sink them. Now we're starting to sink them. Revenge! So we have naval superiority now. Which means I can actually land troops and things. Slurfen! Drink tea from you. That I shall do. Phallus, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. And Wujusti, thank you very much for the 5-month Twitch Prime resubscription. Very much appreciate that ongoing support as well. Thank you. And Grognak Ragnarok, thank you very much for that's an awesome name. Grognak Ragnarok, I like it. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the channel. You're retreating to the Ionian Sea. Why are you retreating to the Ionian Sea? Where are you going? I will follow you. Oh, and then you're going to the Gulf of Sirte, which is back here. Are you going to Benghazi? Yes, you are. Interesting. Very interesting, actually. Okay. Oh, we did lose a transport. That's unfortunate. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to land in Alicante. We're going to stop you drilling. We got any rebel uprisings anytime soon? No. You can go to Alicante. You can go to Alicante now. Because while their fleet is holed up here in Benghazi, I can land troops. It'll probably be a suicide run to do so. So I'm just going to land a grand total of 2 units. There it is! Treaty of Tortillas! The Pope affirms a legal right to the colonial Caribbean. Other Catholic countries will no longer have a legal right to take provinces here, and our colonies will grow quicker. So we have a new colonial nation. We can call it Cuba. And we have colonialism CB against Portugal now. In St. Martin, St. Thomas, Puerto Rico, Turks Islands, Bani, and Higui. So what shall we call the colonial nation? Cuba seems reasonable. Yeah, we'll stick with Cuba. Can always rename it later if something better comes up. So, we have a colonial nation. Colonial nations are cool because they basically rule them... Why are you exiled? Okay, you're not exiled anymore. Because they are basically an independent nation in that they will colonize for themselves, they'll develop for themselves, they'll build their own armies, they'll build their own navies, they'll worry about their own rebels and that type of thing within their own realm. And later, like as the game progresses, they can become really quite powerful. The other thing that's cool about colonial nations is you can basically manipulate them to attack their neighbors, particularly other people in their colonial region. So any states in this colonial Caribbean area, they could attack. So even though I am at peace and allied... In fact, I don't think they can attack allied colonial nations. But if we were just at peace with the Portuguese, for example, not allied to them, I could provoke Cuba to go to war with the Portuguese colonial nation when it appears, and it will attack them and potentially take stuff from them. We can also feed them money, which is usually a good idea. So what we're going to do is we're going to give them subsidies. I'm going to make sure that the duration is the maximum. So for 300 years, we shall send you a subsidy of 3 ducats. And that can go up in time. And there's a good reason to do this, because they will build their own buildings, they will upgrade their own provinces, and having just more money means they can maintain a bigger army and more navies, which is really, really cool. The way you get colonial nations is you just need to have 5 fully developed cities in a colonial charter. So because we have just finished Martinique, which was the 5th one in the colonial Caribbean, and you can see that through the colonial and trade region map mode, it's become a colonial region. The other cool thing about it is it's now considered a subject, so you do have subject interactions with them, and you can see that through the subjects overview. So we can force them to embargo our rivals, we can tell them to grow or not to grow, we can customize them, which is changing their name, we can increase and decrease tariffs, so a certain proportion of their income goes immediately to us. We can force them to give us some sailors, we can change their governor, and then starting war in colony. This is basically how we tell them to declare war on other colonies, and also I think natives. Any wars that we declare, they will be forced to join in, just like a vassal would. They have liberty desire, which will go up pretty quickly if certain events and certain things happen. So it is generally a good idea to try and keep liberty desire low. The more money that the colonial nation makes, the more they will send you. And then finally, if they get gold provinces, they will start to put together treasure fleets, which is like one of the things that Castile is really good at doing because of the way our doctrines work. So if we go to our military tab, you will notice that we have the Grand Armada selected, which will increase the income from treasure fleets by 50%. We also have various government reforms, which increases the treasure fleet. Global tariffs will go up and treasure fleet income will go up even further. So you know what? I'm actually going to grab this. We're going to take the Council of Indies right now. This will cost us 50 government reform, which we have accumulated, and just allows us to switch. One of the things that this used to cost is corruption, but as of Emperor, this no longer costs corruption. So any treasure fleets that we get from our colonial nations are going to give us a massive amount of money. Another benefit of the colonial nations is indeed trade power. 50% of any trade power that they develop goes to us. So the proportion of trade that we now control in the Caribbean is really quite massive. And as a result of that, I should probably reposition Safi's merchant to transfer trade power from here. So we'll grab Safi, transfer trade power, off he goes. And then we can basically tell them to push that money into Sevilla, and that's going to give us a bunch of cash. And we purposely took the centers of trade to make sure that they can control as much as possible. They will take a portion of that trade themselves, like 50% of the trade power that they have, they will keep. But again, a rich trade company, a rich colonial nation, it's no bad thing. They will build their own buildings, build their own ships, build their own armies. It is mutually beneficial for them to be wealthy too. If you manage to get 10 cities in a colonial nation, so instead of just 5 you get the 10, then they will unlock a new merchant. So it is actually worth investing in your colonial nations and trying to grow them from the minimum of 5 to the 10 so you get more merchants. And these are merchants for you, not for them. So you can spread out your own trade. And that is another reason why I would maintain it's a good idea to have multiple colonial nations. I know that there are various theories where you just grow one massive colonial nation and just keep feeding them territories. Sure, that's an option. I personally prefer to have lots of smaller ones so that I can get as many merchants as possible. So now that we've got the colonial Caribbean, we can start working on colonial Brazil, and I'm kind of using the Treaty of Tortillas to keep Portugal out of Brazil, so we're going to be growing that in the same way that we did the Caribbean, and then probably Mexico. Colombia I'm a little bit less interested in right now, so we'll probably go for La Plata and Brazil and Mexico, and then possibly take Colombia through conquest in the future. So we'll see where Portugal tries to go after this, because they're going to be forced out of the Caribbean because of the Treaty of Tortillas. I can't reach the Ivory Coast with traders, so I can't do anything there. So, yeah, that's where that lies, and that's why I really like the colonial nation system. Now, one thing I will say is I really wish that trade companies worked like colonial nations, because historically I feel like, for example, the East India Company had a hell of a lot more autonomy than the colonies did in America before it became the United States. So I really do wish that trade companies also use this, though I know there are various mods which allow you to do that. That's just me. Right. We're quite wealthy. Is there anything I want to build? Or do I want to start trying to pay these loans off? Because we are again 900 ducats in debt. With just 4 loans. That's how wealthy we're becoming. No, we're going to launch a amphibious assault. I remember now. So we've split off the transports. They're on their way home. We have no sailors, so we can't do anything with you. Oh no, that's a galley. Let's split that galley off and tell you to join the main fleet. And then we were going to split off just 2 infantry. I'll add another 2. And in fact, we should be trying to grow the army, because we need to start thinking more seriously about naval operations. So we're going to try and get 1 more artillery, I think. And this is definitely going to put us over the force limit. And we have a new technology. Admin. Yes, we would like that. Boop. Governing capacity's gone up. And we can now get the Act of Uniformity, which will slow down institution embracement cost, or rather make it more expensive, but will increase missionary strength. That is a really bad offset, so I'm not going to do it. The other thing I should be taking a look at, actually, is seeing where we're starting to get embraced institutions and begin doing the embracement edicts. So we're going to go to states, we're going to go to state edicts, and then basically anywhere that's not protecting trade, we are going to start institution spread bonuses, advancement efforts. Where's Micronesia? Upper Andalusia, yes. Valencia, yes. Vasconia, yes. Where's Micronesia, though? I do wish you could click on it. It would tell you where this was. But considering we have now coloured this whole area in, I'm guessing the Micronesia is out here. But it's not a state. Micronesia. Micronesia? That's how you spell it. How do you spell it? Oh, there's no R. Mark Aronesia. Oh! Okay, it's Gran Canaria. And I don't really care if you get the embracement or not, so we're not going to bother with you. This will lose us a fair amount of money because state edicts are more expensive. But it will also mean that we embrace the technology more quickly and will then need to spend less money on embracing it. So I think that is going to be a good move. Transports have arrived. So we've got our army. We're going to move here to Benghazi and we're going to provoke the fleet in Benghazi to attack our fleet, which is definitely now far more superior. Although taking a tiny bit of attrition, but that's okay. Mission fulfilled. What do we got? What do we got? What do we got? Prepare the Reconquista. We finally reached this. So morale of armies and navies goes up. And we get a permanent claim on Upper Andalusia and Nafarroa. For too long have we failed in our duty to care for the people of Iberia. We should prepare to unite them under one banner. And that's going to allow us to subjugate Navarra. Navarra is owned by Castile. As a subject, we gain a free castle in Navarra. And they gain defensiveness for 20 years. And then reclaim Andalusia, because we've already actually done this. The Moors have enjoyed our patience for hundreds of years. Remove them and reclaim Andalusia for the Castellan crown. Done. Fate of the Kingdom of Granada. With all important locations in Granada once again under our control, we must decide what to do with the Morisco population. It is true that most of them never supported the rebellion, but how can we trust them not to turn on us in the future? So the Moors turn on Tlemcen, Granada loses cause, and we lose stability, or we must mend these wounds, not cut off the limb. I don't really care if they have cause, that's fine. And then convert Iberia. The rest of Europe looks on disapprovingly as we appear to harbour heresy in our midst. Restore the misguided brothers to the one true faith. All of Iberia must be Christian. They are. Tolerance of the true faith goes up for 15 years. Permanent claims on Malta and North Morocco. Done. And earlier, I didn't read this one. It has long been theorized that rather than travel east, we could go west to India. We must put this theory to the test and search out the ideal landing spot. And then the Caribbean colony. The natives on the newfound territory of Hispaniola are friendly, pleasant, and most importantly, gullible. We should claim the region as our own by planting more Castellan boots on the ground. And in fact, Hispaniola, I think, would be a better name for the Caribbean than Cuba. So we're going to select Cuba. We're going to customize the subject. Hispaniola. Hispaniola. Okay, they are now known as Hispaniola. I don't know that that's... Don't know. It took immediate effect. Okay. Starting the Reconquista after the Reformation. It was just because I wasn't at my force limit yet. It's the only reason. But now I'm at my army force limit, and in fact we are going to go over it fairly substantially, so I may actually want to cancel those infantry. And delete them. Because we're bringing in more artillery instead, which may not be the best idea. But then again, we're trying to land troops to invade this area. And we're about to lose these 2,000 men, so I think we'll be alright. Trade protection against Tlemcen. They are privateering me. Peace offer from the Mamelukes. Dulkadir. Still says no. Come on! Oh, they had an army next door. Seriously? That's unlucky. It'd be lovely if I could beat that army, but that's not going to happen. Lose war score again, and that means that I can't force their navy out. However, this means that Dulkadir's army is down here and not up here.